This has been one of the most difficult months I have experienced in the last, let's say, 5 years. August has been one of the most difficult months. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I tell my husband to remind me this every year that August is one of the most difficult months of the year to sell real estate, at least in my area. And let me tell you, folks, difficult would be the understatement. Ugh. The market has significantly changed. The buyer demand is much different. The way that we're even conducting business as realtors is completely different. There's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. The market is responding. We are seeing a significant slowdown, okay? I didn't say correction, didn't say we're, nosediving, but it is very difficult to be a realtor, to be a home seller, and even a home buyer in today's market. And I want to get into it. I want to let you guys know what you're gonna be faced with if you're putting your house on the market here in the near future. Today is August 25th, 2024. Yes, it is my wedding anniversary, and here I am talking to you on YouTube after holding 3 open houses. I'm exhausted. So of course, you're gonna give me a great little anniversary gift by subscribing to my channel, because as you know, I'm trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And I promise I won't bug you until I get to 50,000 subscribers until the next year. All right, make me happy. I need a little cheering up. Support a girl, would you? Okay, I know you're gonna ask. I've been married for 22 years. I have a son who's 21, and I've been in the real estate business for 20 years. All right, let's get into it. So the biggest change in real estate right now, this is revolutionizing our whole industry. And honestly, I think it's actually having an impact on buyer demand and the slowness of the market, because we're all trying to figure it out. And what is it, Audra? Right now in MLS, there are no buyer agent commissions that are posted on the MLS. You heard me right, okay? So if you go to your Zillow, you go to your Trulia, and for you realtors watching, you will notice that if you look in MLS, there is no longer any buyer agent commission posted in the MLS. You heard me right. The second biggest change is that now buyers are required to sign an agreement with their buyer's agent about their compensation, meaning that the buyer's like, hey, Audra, I want you to be my buyer's agent. How much you charge for your services, okay? And you have that agreement. Now there's various different ways that you can sign this agreement. You can sign an agreement with your buyer's agent that you're only having them represent you for one property or a certain county or a certain duration of time. So be very careful what you are signing. Either way, your buyer's agent cannot even show you a property until there is some commission arrangement that is actually in writing before they even show you a property. I'll say that again. Your buyer's agent cannot show you a property unless they have some compensation agreement in place beforehand. I'm not making this up. This is the new rules, and not to mention, it's not in California, this is nationwide. So if you are living in United States of America, this is not, oh, Audra, that doesn't happen in our state. Yes, it does. It's important for all you sellers out there to know that when you're signing a listing agreement, you are only agreeing to pay your listing agent a percentage or a flat fee for their service, okay? That's negotiable. In that contract, you are no longer agreeing to compensate the buyer's agent, okay? You're like, what, Audra? Are you sure about that? I'm positive. When a buyer presents an offer to the seller, in that agreement, there's a separate little piece of paper. It looks like this, okay? They will write in there what the buyer is requesting for compensation for their buyer's agent. Now, as a seller, you can deny the commission if you want, but I'm telling you right now, and when the market's slowing down, that I would just suggest, notice how I said that, I'm gonna suggest that you be open to all offers that are presented to you. Now, I want you to know, since this change has occurred, every single time I get a showing request on some of my listings, the buyer's calling me to set an appointment. The first question they ask isn't, hey, can I show your house at 123 Banana Street at 3 p.m.? The first question they ask me is the seller cooperating with buyer agent commissions? That is the number one question they're asking. And what they're asking is, am I going to be compensated for representing the buyer. Now, I know that's not the way we're supposed to do it, but I'm telling you right now, that's the conversations that I'm having with all the buyers who are making the appointment. You're probably asking me, well, what do you say? Do you say yes or do you say no? Now, to be fair, as a listing agent, I don't know what my seller is willing to do, but this is what I tell my sellers. You are not required to pay for any buyer agent commission. But my suggestion, my recommendation is that you be open to all offers as they come in. You're going to want to do a net sheet. You're going to want to see how much you're going to be profiting out of each offer. So let me give you an example. I have a property that's currently on the market. I had 2 buyer's agent call me requesting to show the property. They both asked me, hey, is the seller willing to cooperate with commissions? They never asked me like how much, they just asked me if they were cooperating with commissions. And I told them they're open to all offers. I am encouraging you to make an offer. So offer number 1 came in at $2 million, all cash, close in 7 days, all investigations done within 10 days. Sounds like a great offer. The agent offered 2% commission. Okay, that's a good deal, right? I like it. But the second offer came in at $2.2 million. The buyer's agent commission was 2.5%, and they were going to close in 30 days. Okay, so my seller decided to pay the higher commission for the buyer's agent because they were willing to risk, even though it was a loan, the profit to them was far significant from the first offer. So when I say be open to all offers, you really need to focus on not so much the commissions, but rather what's the profit you're making at the end of the day, right? Be open to all offers right now. The big change that I see in our industry is we're having a lot more open houses. And I'm sure if you are in some metro area that you're seeing a lot more open houses pop up. Just go drive on a corner, there's like 15 of them. And the reason why we're seeing so many open house signs is because we don't have those buyer's agents making those appointments. So as a listing agent, I'm going to hold an open house, hoping a buyer comes in to see the open house. And the reason why that's changing even more now is because these buyers are like, I'm not comfortable signing some buyer broker agreement. Are you telling me if I sign this agreement, I got to pay this buyer's agent a commission, even if the seller doesn't pay for it? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm telling you. But I'll be really good, I promise. And they're like, yeah, my mom and dad told me I don't sign anything without I know what I'm signing. Yeah, well, good for you. And if your parents haven't told you that, I'm telling you that. You don't sign any agreement unless you know what you're signing. And when this buyer-broker agreement is presented to the buyer, a lot of these buyers are like, I don't know what I'm signing. And to be fair, the buyer's agent's like, yeah, it's kind of new for me too. I'm not really sure how it works either. So we're seeing a lot more open houses because we understand the power of buyers are like, phooey, I'm not going to sign any agreement. I'm just going to go direct to the listing agent, or I'm going to go to these open houses and kind of find my home myself. And once I find something I like, I can either work with the listing agent if they're open to it, or perhaps find another agent because at least I don't feel like I'm locked in to just working with one buyer's agent. Now, I do believe that this will level out, meaning that the buyer's agents and the buyers and the sellers will all get in a rhythm here in about 6 months. But right now, it's super clunky. It's very difficult. So if you are a seller and you're like, I'm not doing open houses. All you realtors, all you care about is open houses so you can get more buyers and you can meet the neighbors. And by the way, I hate nosy neighbors coming into the open houses. Like all you realtors, you're just little sharks and I'm not gonna open my house to the masses. No way. So I understand your concern about holding open houses, and I know there's a stigma behind open houses. All I'm saying is be open to holding open houses because the market and the industry is changing, and you don't want to lose out on days on market or having your house on the market too long because you're not changing with the industry, okay? I'm suggesting to my sellers that we do at least 2 open houses a month. I think if you do every single weekend and every broker's open, it's overkill and you appear desperate, okay? I usually have 1 or 2 different types of sellers regarding the open houses. I have the one that's like, I'm not doing open houses. I have a luxury home and they can just make an appointment. Okay, Audra? I have that one. And then I have the second one, which is like they want to maximize the amount of time that I spend on their property. And they want me to do an open house and a broker's open every single day of the week. And I need to work. Okay? So all I'm saying is both are not good, meaning you don't want to do too many open houses, but you also want to be open to opening your house up to buyers because they're smart. They're getting online, they know what they like, and they want to take this buying experience and limit their risk and not having to sign a buyer-broker agreement if they can avoid it right now. Another change we're seeing is that it's taking so dang long to get a property under contract. It's just taking longer, folks. And sellers are not patient. They're calling me all the time. Why is my house not under contract? Okay, I'm gonna sell your house. It's taking longer. It's like quicksand. Like buyers are just taking their time, you know? And the seller's like, I wanna sell yesterday, what's going on? Because there's a big change, okay? Trust me on this. It's slow. So don't overprice your home, okay? You don't wanna start here. We don't want lowball offers. Sharpen that pencil, get an appraisal. Whatever that appraisal comes in at, it's probably close. So if you are hundreds of thousands of dollars over the appraised value, then perhaps you're not dealing in a realistic fashion, if you know what I mean, okay? So market's slower. Now I'm gonna tell you, it is lousy when your house is on the market for 30, 60, 90 days, when you have the expectation that your house is going to go under contract like yesterday, okay? We all love those stories and we all love watching our neighbors sell their houses yesterday with multiple offers. And it's lousy and crummy to sit here on the market for 30, 60 days wondering what's happening. Did I hire the right realtor? Oh my goodness, is the housing market gonna crash? What's going on? So I'm telling you right now, if you're putting your house on the market, expect it to take longer. It takes a lot longer. And what I can also warn you about is when you are selling your home, every day feels like a lifetime. You're making your house look beautiful, right? Or you're sitting here watching all the reports on housing that is coming in, which is like, oh, the housing market's crashing and the headline news is all negative and you're getting all nervous and you don't know what to believe and you're all turned around. Every day feels like a lifetime. So if you are selling your house here in the short term, I'm not saying it's not going to go under contract right away. I'm just saying it's taking a lot longer to sell our homes. So be prepared for it, be patient, and just price your house properly. It's the only thing I can tell you. Another change that we're seeing is we're seeing a significant increase in inventories. It's terrible. I'm kidding. Buyers have a lot more selection, but they're stuck in quicksand mode, right? So we have inventories that are increasing. I have some communities and some homes that I'm representing right now where they've never had 5 homes on the market ever, and now there's 5 homes on the market. So if you are selling your house, it's oftentimes a lot more competitive. And I have sellers that are looking at me like, my house is so much better than that house. Why did that house go under contract and mine didn't? Audra, what are you doing? Why are you not being a good agent? I hired you because you're the best out there, apparently. Well, apparently I should have hired that guy's agent. All I'm telling you is that I'm looking at the houses that are going under contract, and they're just more turnkey, okay? Most buyers don't want to do deferred maintenance stuff. In the last 3 years, we didn't have to do all these improvements. We're working harder now to sell our house because there's more competition. So if you have crummy carpet, right, you want to replace it. You want the house to shine. If your HVAC system is tired and it needs to be replaced, you probably should replace it if you're being in a competitive situation. Now, where there's a problem, in my opinion, is a lot of these sellers are like, well, if I'm gonna go change the carpet and the paint and the HVAC system and change out the broken windows and fix the doors and change out the broken microwave, then I want a higher price. Okay, guys, not good. Don't do that. Like, get smart. You're in a more competitive situation. If your house looks better, more than likely you're going to get offers. And in this market right now, that is a good thing. Very good thing. Now, I don't know what the market's going to do after the election or after all the crazy drama that's coming in right now. But what I can tell you, if you want to sell your house right now in today's market, it's competitive and it's best that you put a little bit more elbow grease and present your house the best possible way. Make those repairs, make those investments if you can. More than likely, your neighbor's house who just went under contract is probably priced a little bit below yours. They probably have the shiny white paint. They probably have their house in perfect showing condition. They probably have done those repairs. And if your house isn't going under contract, are you overpriced? Is your house in the condition that buyers want? And if you don't know what's trending, just go on Pottery Barn, look at Restoration Hardware, go to Pinterest, right? Or any of those things. Hey, what's trending? You will notice what's trending. And if your house isn't that same color palette or in that same condition, more than likely your house is not going to fetch a premium and you're not going to get the price, okay? We have increased inventories right now. Buyers are slow. The economy's slow. And let's get back to those inventories. I want to say this about inventories. We're not all of a sudden getting a glutton of inventory on the market. The reason why our inventories are increasing right now is because the product that's on the market is not going under contract. The velocity in which they go under contract is much slower, so our inventories are building. Right now, we have the record lowest closed sales that we've ever had in the industry right now. So if the inventories are increasing, it's not because there's not enough inventory for the buyers, it's because buyer demand is slow. Be prepared for it if you're a seller. Be humble. Better to underprice your house right now than to overprice it. Just my opinion. So the other lousy news for you sellers out there, perhaps good news for you buyers, is that the Fed is projected or forecasted to drop rates, let's say 4 to 8 times, God knows it changes every single month, by the end of 2025. So a lot of the buyers out there are like, well, forget it. I'm just going to wait until the rates come down again because I don't want to be locked into a high mortgage rate. I'm just going to wait for the market to correct. And so the market is slowing. Now, folks, I just have to be honest with you. The Fed rate cut does not mean mortgage rates come down, okay? The mortgage rates are tied to the bond market. I'm not saying they're not indirectly related, but I'm just saying it's not the same, okay? The mortgage rates actually respond very quickly. It's a lot more responsive. The Fed rate, it takes a while for it to be baked in or have the economy react to it. The Fed rate is really about what are your car payments, whatever your lease payments are, what are your credit card, statements. Those type of things are based off the Fed rate. The mortgage rates are based off the bond market. I know that's very difficult, but anyway, with that said, it's lousy if you're trying to sell a home and the buyers are coming in going, well, we're just going to wait. I mean, well, who knows? I mean, the Fed's supposed to, lower the rate here in a few weeks. I'll just wait and get a better rate. I mean, there's no hurry. I mean, no one's going under contract right now, so I'll just take my time. So understand that if you are putting your house on the market, there's a lot of noise about rates really dramatically dropping. Whether they are or not, no one knows. But buyers are holding off right now. They're kind of like, I'll wait till the rates come down. So half the reason why I'm even doing this video is because when I am meeting with my own sellers, I'm primarily a listing agent. I want them to know, it's just taking longer. We have to do all we can to showcase your house in its best light, but we also have to understand what type of environment we're in. Most of my sellers are still in love with the thought that, they're gonna get, 10, 20, 40, hundreds of $1,000s over the last comp. And that's just not the market that we're in. It's lousy. It's super hard to think that your house is up here when the market is saying it's here, okay? It's lousy feeling. And you feel like, oh, I just left a bunch of equity on the table. Remember, folks, that your house is only worth what someone's willing to pay for it. Now, you may wait a very long time to get your price and you may get it. But understand that when your house is on the market for a very, very long time, there is a perception that there is something wrong with your house and they're going to expect a discount and your house will get stale on the market. Okay, I know that was a lot. I'm just trying to prepare you. Please hear that I want the best for you. And I don't think the housing market's going to correct. I think you're in good hands. Just set the expectations. What do you want?
Happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you.
Stop working.
Okay, guys, it's my 22nd anniversary. 22nd anniversary. I'm gonna log off here. Enjoy. Don't give up hope. It's all gonna work out. And of course, you are going to subscribe to my channel because it's gonna be a great anniversary gift for me.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. All right.